Welcome, chess playing friends, to our Tuesday Pawnda Blitz number 9. International Master William Pascal. We are hosting our stream here on Twitch and playing on lichess.org, the only great chess site for playing in the world that I know of. Alright, so we got the Pawnda and Horses Club, Pawnda Blitz number 9. You can join our Pawnda and Horses Club in order to play in this tournament and play in our streamer battles that we take part in on Sundays as well. Welcome everybody, welcome Astrobate. We've got AP87, Princess Chess in the chat there. Schieberspieler, Sparkle Horse, Aldisto, Xerox, Yevgeny, Princess Chess, Cheesy Noob, Deep Blue, Olivier Lucas, AP87, and Astrobate. I know Astrobate's there, hiding on the second page. And I'm not a big fan of Tarash, but I like this quote. He who fears an isolated queen's pawn should give up chess. There's a positive coach for you. He was obviously a very positive and forgiving coach. Give up chess if you don't like the isolated queen pawn. But the spirit of the comment, I support. Move 11, good to see you. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let a little bit of leva go, otherwise known as air, in the office here. It's a little stuffy. I don't want Bob to see my legs. Get him excited. Sometimes that happens when I go up. Get a little glimpse of leg. When I go out to open the window. We've had a little mosquito invasion in the last week or two. Major uptick in mosquito activity, so got to be careful. We open the window. Princess Chess 6464, move 11, Astrobate, we've got in the chat there. Tournament is starting in 11 minutes. Hopefully, there's Schieberspieler. I was going to say, hopefully Schieberspieler. He's always here. He never forfeits. Very sportsmanlike. Xerox in the chat. So let's grab the link and throw it out there in the chat. If anyone else wants to join our team, you have to join the Pawn and Horses Club to play. Yeah, Princess Chess, that wasn't a swipe at you. Though you have forfeited at least twice. It's hard to get used to these Swiss tournaments. Why can't I paste a link? Okay, that's disturbing. So it's not letting me paste a link. Why can't I paste a link on Twitch? There, it's working now. There it goes. So that's a link to the tournament. I think Astrobate already put it in. Greetings or something. Welcome guys to our stream. Don't forget to subscribe and support the stream with a donation if you can afford so. Grammatically correct. Afford so. Questionable. But anyway. 25-bit donation from Warnaki in honor of the move A5. Thomas Strinson, good to see you. Good to see you. And you've been very kind with the raids lately. Appreciate it. Guys, also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Try to get some new material up there soon. And we've got a bunch of lurkers in the chat. 12 spectators. AP87, Etez, Mr. Slow, Astrobate, Cheesy Noob, Legion. Sparkle Horse, Xerox, and DK Guy. Alright. Ready to start here in 9 minutes. I'm just getting my coffee and beer on. Hard day of work. I was a little tired this past couple days. Friday night I won a poker tournament, but I stayed out all night, and then I was kind of tired this weekend. I'm just kind of recovering from a long Friday night still, but pretty good. The streamer battle on Sunday wasn't a complete disaster. I thought we did all right, considering no big heavy hitters on our team. Rossador, Simon went well. Yesterday was a quiet day here. But Mr. Slowhand made a lot of kind donations of gift subs to the stream. Much appreciated from Mr. Slowhand. I don't think he's in the tournament today. I know he had a back injury, Last night you stayed up playing Hooker with tarot cards. That's weird. My schedule doesn't afford me too many late nights. Now I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Mr. Slow is in the list now. He appeared. Actually, I realized because subconsciously I remembered I read his name there. Or did I? Actually, we haven't seen Oms in a while. Blobix, someone else who we haven't seen. We mentioned you yesterday. In terms of the B3 Sicilian. How are things in France, Blobix? Paris. I was also thinking about our other French master. Not really a master, but he's a talent. BB Chess. Haven't seen BB Chess in a while. Yesterday, Blobix, I played C4, E5, Knight C3, B6 with black. Have you ever tried to play the B3 Sicilian with black against the English? I pulled that against Rossador. Do you know any resources on the pre-attack? Yes. There was an article like 15 years ago in New and Chess Yearbook. I don't know how you pronounce it. So you have to find the old. You'll have to find the old New and Chess Yearbook article on that. I don't know. I guess maybe there's some way you can find access to those New and Chess Yearbooks, like online or something. I would imagine it would be possible to do that, but I never like researched an old New and Chess Yearbook article. One would think there would be a way to do it. So as far as I know, that's all I know about the Prie attack. Where you could just download all of Eric Prie's games with d4, bishop f4, a3. Another great French player. France is fine. I'll try this b6 on the English. I would have never imagined this. Well, I used to play, I still play c4, b6 a lot. But sometimes in that, so I started playing that's how I had the idea to do it. I started playing the English defense years and years ago. But sometimes when I would face the English, I would play b6. And then there are certain situations where you can play e5 instead of e6. And it dawned on me, well, basically in like February, during this one game, that basically we're just playing the b3 Sicilian in reverse if we play e5. But it's interesting, and I think that even though if it's objectively not that good, it's not that bad, and you can probably throw people off. So any weakness in that opening that kind of made up for by the fact that the opponent doesn't usually know it very well. But made me think of you, Blobix. We missed you here. So we've got a strong tournament in store. No DK guy. He was lurking earlier, but no, he's still there. Schieberspieler, Aldisto. Aldisto's up to 23-12, so I better start getting my rating up, or these guys are going to start catching up to me. Aldisto, Xerox, closing in on my 24-17. Yevgeny Viktorovich, about his usual. Princess Chess over 2100. Cheesy Noob, suspiciously low. Deep Blue, Mr. Slow, also sandbagging. Oliveira Lucas, by the way, dangerous at 1802. Asterbait, Kylor, and AP87. Alright guys, we're gonna get understand. Yeah, like a couple months ago I looked up if you can get dyslexia as an adult, and it's really not something that I could really find, but it seems like when I'm tired I have this tendency toward dyslexia. It's weird. I guess that's just simply being tired, I don't know. Alright, Schieberspieler. We're going to wait to play him with an unfair pairing on round 3. You tried playing the reverse Mora Gambit a few days ago, and that's another suggestion that's been thrown around. I don't know if you've seen Mr. What's his name? Someone on Sound, one of our donors. Guys can make a donation, a streaming donation, up on the list there on the screen. But Someone on Sound is a very, very hardcore Mora player who was working with us, And he also... You know what? I take it back. It wasn't Unsound who suggested this, although he tried it against me once. Yeah, I've had a couple people, Thomas, who you warmed up with whiskey like last week. Uh-oh. He doesn't like beer. Well, if we're doing it Larry Christensen style, Larry Christensen never really taught me any chess, but we lived in Boston quite a few years at the same time. He was never my chess teacher, but he did teach me to play, to drink whiskey and beer together. So, whiskey and beer, that's the secret. Warnocky just donated what? A gift sub to Nomiandum, sorry. Nomiandum is aka Etaz. So that's cool. A semi-regular player here. A friend of Om's. We haven't seen Om's lately. Nomiandum. So is that what I'm missing? I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I was corrupted in college. You're not missing anything. It's good for you. Behave yourself. Nomiandum. Alright. NyQuil on the rocks. Definitely don't do that. Xerox, do you even have NyQuil in Sweden? I thought NyQuil was only in the West, the United States, and like United States and Canada. I've never seen NyQuil in Europe. I used to actually buy it and bring it over. Because I couldn't... I've never seen NyQuil. They probably have it at 7-Eleven in like Sweden or something. I don't think they have NyQuil in Hungary, but it's possible they have it now. Who knows? Never did find it here. Alright guys, 1 minute 30 seconds left to go. Why am I so sleepy all the time? Damn. This coffee doesn't have any caffeine in it. I need to start drinking Red Bull. Lengyel Magyar. What? Oh man. I just clicked something crazy. Keito Barat. Ejut Harpo. Okay, what is this? Legion is quoting some Hungarian stuff here. I just speak, I can't read well. Two good friends. Only 2 rounds. But Legion, you're not Hungarian, right? Oh, you mean the Hungarians and Polish are 2 good friends. I understand. There's this partnership, friendship thing between Poland and Hungary. That's what he's talking about. I didn't understand the context. I thought it was like a dictionary listing or something that was talking about Polish and Hungarian word or something. I get it. Yeah, there's this traditional friendship between Poland and Hungary. Got it. Alright, let's get started. So I'm playing Deep Blue. Now I've suddenly got a request to join a team. Yeah, they used to have like a tournament, like a friendship tournament. Exactly. Or match. Deep Blue may not be here. We might get a forfeit win, but it's not like the arenas where you automatically forfeit. No, cool. Yeah, I don't know the historical story. I forget the historical story between the Polish-Hungarian friendship. It is a little weird because we don't border Poland. You know, you would think that would be something like a close friendship would be countries that actually border each other. But I guess if you're too close, you don't like each other. Poland's just close enough that we can be friends. We're not really close with any of our close neighbors. They're just far enough away, you know. What is that saying? Absence makes the heart go fonder. Alright, so c5. Mr. Coffee, good to see you. Cookie enthusiasm. Good to see that. Yeah, and Hungarian, Polish Lengel. Lengel Bela. Polish Bela. They have a nice buffer zone. But it's much easier to be friends when there's a large buffer zone between your countries. I'm sure if we were bordering them, we would like hate each other. Exactly. That's the key. Have a large buffer zone. But it's the same thing with like siblings, I think. Alright. This is kind of standard Benoni line. I'm sure there's a lot of tension with all bordering countries at some point or another. But it used to be the Hungarian, you know, the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, obviously. There's a lot of tradition with that. Bishop d3. Steel. Yeah, barbed wire, steel fencing. I don't think we have that on the Austrian side. So, what do we got? Rook e8. He played rook e8. Okay, the sharpest move is the... b5 has been known since the 90s, maybe even earlier, late 80s, probably this move was discovered. It was picked up in the early 90s. I remember studying that back in like 1997. But Gashimov played b5. He was like the premier Benoni player. So it stands the test of time. b5 leads to some really forced variations, though. It's like a rook endgame. One game is like a 30 move variation that goes into a rook endgame. That's slightly better for white, but a draw. a6. Normally a4 is recommended. I guess it's not obligatory. I've played some games with a3. And now we see the Acerbate Minassian maneuver. Artashes Minassian. Benoni player. Not a lot of good Benoni players out there in the world. But I like rook a7, rook e7. That's a strong plan. Yeah, I guess if you want to see a5, you're going to have to wait for me to play that move. I really don't know what the best move is. I was actually thinking of, you found the yearbook. Wow. So maybe like New in Chess has some sort of search. 2006, that sounds about right. I think I have it. But it's kind of expensive if you want me to mail it to you. You played a bit from 74 to 90. Worse than me. I never took like entire years off. I just was inactive, playing a few games. Rook a7 looks good. Classic rook e7 plan here. Can I play knight d2? Maybe the better question is, should I play? May I? Knight d2 feels wrong, but I gotta do something. A bad plan is better than no plan at all. The classic stupid comment. Now it's going to be hard for him to protect everything. Exchange sacrifice. It's hard to balance like when you got three interests like that, Tomas. I had a friend who played like classical guitar and played chess. I mean, just 2 is... I used to have a friend. Just 2 is hard. We got trained threats against his 2 pawns there. I'm lucky, I had chess and poker. It's hard to balance those 2. I can't really do 2 things at the same time. It's like one or the other. So when I was playing a lot of poker, I basically cut way back on chess. And vice versa. Now that I'm playing chess again, I play very little poker. It's really hard to do both. For me, at least. So it looks like black is in big trouble here. Big. Queen b5, rook b7. Queen b5, rook b7, queen a5. Queen a5, rook a5. Looks really good. I like keeping my knight on c4. You were playing a rated rapid while playing Aldista. Focus on the rated game. I used to play Blitz when I was playing lots of poker tournaments, just for fun. Because sometimes when you're doing the same thing, it gets like monotonous. So I would have like maybe 7 or 8 poker games going, and then like log on line and play like a Blitz game. Or usually like Blitz was kind of fast, so I would do like a rapid 15-minute game or something like that in the old days. Going back like 5 years ago when I wasn't playing much chess. But I found it was interesting. It helped in some respects. I liked I like to refresh my mind by thinking in a different way. You know, if you're playing chess for hours, you know, you start to get kind of stale. The same for doing anything. I think when you change what you're doing, it's good for you, almost universally. Change the... Too many pawns. He lost his pawns. Alright. Yeah, those are the weak points. Rook a7 is a good plan. This always happens. AP is out in first place. Why does AP always have the highest tiebreaks? I guess he beat a higher rated player. Who did he take out this time? It's a repeat of last time. He got a forfeit against Yevgeny. Now, forfeits shouldn't help your tiebreaks too much. If Yevgeny doesn't show up, that should negatively impact his book holds. Cox, your internet company, would like to up our data to unlimited. You got internet through them. Well, Astrobate, that goes back to, you know, something that has been an issue for a while. American, you know, media companies trying to slow down data so they can create different speeds. Like, fortunately, that hasn't really happened here in Hungary, but it's ridiculous. What's up, Jim? Angry chess. I'm not angry enough today. Dempsey Hooligan, you're late, but at least you didn't enter and not show up. It's better to just be late and then enter, and then no one's disappointed. It's not too late. That's fine. You didn't disappoint anyone. You didn't give any free points. Cheesy Noob says, by the way, guys, if you can't see your board at the beginning, open a new internet window. Go on lichess and click on the button join. That only happens to me in the last round for some reason, Cheesy Noob. Thank you for the gift sub earlier from Warnaki, from Mr. Slowhand. We've got donations from Jim, 100 bits, Warnaki 25, and Ludwig yesterday, who we hadn't seen in forever, with 13. So, Astrobate, it's funny that you say that. I mean, Tau chess is like rage chess. You know, I don't know. I probably need to re-examine Tau's games. So what happened? Did Schieberspieler play Legion? Did they know they were going to play each other? Because there was this joke about the Polish-Hungarian friendship, but I thought that was before the before the round started. Schieberspieler, was that just a coincidence that you guys played each other after that joke? Or did you know you were going to play each other? Oh, you played Bishop G3. I played that against Martin Senf. I also played it against another person who shall remain nameless. Many Blitz games. But, yeah, I mean, the Lasker variation is just another reason. You know, I was looking at today, in fact, in an old magazine, Bishop takes e7, Queen e7, Queen c2. It's a line that's not encountered that often, but maybe Queen c2 is. I mean, everything's a draw, basically. The Queen's Gambit is like a forced draw. Tough. So let's go back to the tournament. AP 8-7, myself. Let's see who's left. Aldisto. Aldisto's gained rating points. These tournaments allow use of the bathroom. Well, no, I mean, it's crazy. Like, why not just 1 minute between rounds? I mean, I'm on the wrong game again. Why can't we just have 1 minute between rounds? Aldisto took out Rossador opening trap. This is Rossador's weakness. He gets caught in the opening. It's a good thing if maybe Schieberspieler will have a whiskey between every round. I just don't want to play Etez. His lifetime score is going up. Aldisto, Xerox, Cheesy Noob, all won. Any games remaining? Kylor with Princess Chess. Damn it, I can't just click anywhere. Now that looks kind of drawish. Black has better king position. I'm going to bet on a draw here. Zero winning chances for both sides. Well, not zero. .0.00001. Princess Chess maximizing the king position there. Rossador, living in Ireland and he drank Heineken. It's a travesty. I think you get arrested for that. Alright. Heineken's too sweet. Okay. I'm drinking a Dreyer. Dreyer is, it's a lager. It's similar to, did I say it's Pilsner. I call it a lager. Whatever. Alright. I'm not a beer expert, alright? I just drink them. I just want to feel good. Drink to make other people interesting. Princess Chess says she doesn't drink. She never started. Just drink to make people interesting. Make other people interesting. Alright. 36 seconds. Alcohol free. I've got an extra alcohol free beer in my fridge if you want. Not a bad Swiss Gambit Princess Chess, no big deal. Yeah, Pilsners are lagers. That explains my confusion. Started to doubt myself. It's humanoid and a mammal. Uber driver, uh-oh. And he's got a half point already. Synced him up. Deep Wolverine. We're already on the strong players. Symbols make Hubert angry. And Mr. Coffee too. I don't know if Mr. Coffee's here with us. Princess Chess, are we still talking about alcohol? I think I played the Alyukin against him for. I'm getting a little bit too laissez-faire here. Maybe they've been tweaking Mubot's programming or something. It says really detailed stuff now. Comet with those symbols, MSU. I've never seen that before. Comet? That's just rude. What is this variation? This looks completely wrong. Like he's overextending. Xerox has got some kind of weird psycho variation. What is this? Pawn takes h3. It's not that free. It may cost me like all my white squares on the board or something. I was honestly thinking of maybe playing it differently, not taking the pawn directly. It really should be okay though. But I can't be laissez-faire here. If I move, well, I have to take the knight. I think the next move is probably pivotal, actually. Okay, it's a speculative pawn sack. Is c5 an issue? His center looks awfully dangerous. Do I even have time for this move? I guess g6. I'm getting kind of paranoid. So Xerox is like Psycho Gambit, man. Tranquilizer rating with a party of 23. Tranquilizer, what do you know about this? We need some advice. You don't play the Alyukin. Thank you for the raid. Wow, good to see Tranquilizer. Big group of friends. 23 viewers. Guys, we're hosting a Blitz tournament. If you join our Pawnda and Horses Club, you're welcome to join. He's got some crazy gambit. Like, just standard mainline Alyukin and then c4, knight b6, d5. I've never seen this before. Just sacking a pawn. Totally sacking a pawn here for dubious compensation. But I didn't take it right away. I did take it right away, but I didn't play g6 right away. I played c6 first. Tranquilizer, thanks for joining us. If we play f5, e4, that could be strong. Maybe just bishop g7. Does he have any tricks like bishop g5? Guys, we're hosting a Blitz tournament. This is our weekly Tuesday team tournament. If you'd like to join, just have to be a member of the Pawnda and Horses Club. Schieberspieler. Cheeverspieler, also a member of Tranquilizer's team. Donkey Boy. Donkey Boy also coming over from the Tranquilizers. If we have any requests to join the team, hopefully Mr. Coffee can get to it. He was lurking. We do have a moderator in the house. Now Xerox suddenly used a lot of time. Guys, I wasn't really prepared to play the Aliakin's Defense. I haven't been playing it a lot lately. There was a time when I used to play it all the time. I love playing it in Blitz, it's fun. But I really don't know the theory that deeply, and you can get pretty messed up. I mean, with an ultra hyper modern opening like this, you have to know your stuff very, very well. If you play like e4, e5, you can kind of wing it on general principles. But with Aliakin's Defense, it's much harder. This is something I've been punished with a lot. Bishop takes b6, sometimes like wins control of d5. So for example, if I take here CD, he has bishop e6 in some lines. Well, I don't think it's that fatal here. I should probably take this. Castles queenside. Queen takes b6, knight takes d5, queen takes b2, knight c7 check, king d8. He didn't even take it. Unbelievable. Alright, we got to get out of here. If check, we're escaping. And hopefully our pawn center will live another day. Someday that pawn center will be powerful. But it still looks like White has some sort of legitimate compensation for the sacrificed pawn. Maybe some d6 right away. Problem is I don't have a white square bishop, so if I ever weaken my white squares, i.e. f5, e4, that diagonal can come down to haunt me, you know. When you're missing a bishop like this white square bishop, it's something you got to be very wary about. That particular complex of color complex on the white squares, that I don't have a bishop now. This is really psycho. Really psycho style. What am I going to do? How about knight c8? It's extremely passive, true. Kind of like it. Castle's queenside was a mouse slip. That's funny. You meant castle kingside, probably. Not a ridiculous move by any stretch. Coffee house. It was good to see Tranquilizer. Guys, he sets up a team battle every week. Also, please check out his stream. He sets up a team battle every week for a bunch of streamers. We do this every Sunday at 3 o'clock CEST. Mr. Slowhand just gifted 20 tier 1 subs to the community. Dude, I can't remember any time we've ever had such a generous donation in the last year or two. Unbelievable. 20 gift subs from Mr. Slowhand. Unbelievable. Dude, a 20, I can't even, like, there are too many people to even announce who got gift subs. Mr. Slow. I'm so tempted to play f5. I'm excited about the gift subs. Now I'm loosening up, playing f5. Unbelievable, man. Twitch Railbird, a lot of people who I know. Ludwig, Carl 5, Gigi Healis. I mean, some of these players are coming over from Oliveira Lucas. Some of the players coming over from Tranquilizer Stream got gift subbed. But thank you so much, man. That's like the most generous, crazy donation. We're not keeping an extra 100 bits. Thank you, guys. Mr. Slow. Man, this looks bad for white. But it's not so easy. F5. F5. I'm thinking E4. E4, Queen G3. He's trying to pry open the white square, so G4 is a very logical move. Almost has something here. E4. This could actually backfire, though. I think that's a mistake. He should probably play Queen G3, but I guess G2 is good too. It allows F4, though. This looks like I've got to be a little bit careful. I'm excited about the gift subs. Practical chances. I can't concentrate after that gift sub donation. I'm confused. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Just trying to keep the lines closed, but this probably was a very poor decision. I really misplayed this. You did your job. You distracted me majorly. Think dark squares. Think dark square thoughts. Damn it. Do we get any prizes for like Connect 4? That's a good move. God damn it. Finally fell apart. What a game. I let that get really out of control. Uber driver is sleepy. How can you be sleepy after the 20 gift sub? Wow, Mr. Slowhand. 20 gift subs. Almost enough to make me fall apart there. Almost all the games are over now. I have to play another game. Kyler and Princess Chess again. You can't be playing. It's Princess Chess every time. Princess Chess versus Synctoma. Every game she has opposite color bishops. Oof. I don't know who's playing for a win here. I guess when it's opposite color bishops, everybody's playing for a win. White resigned. What? Princess Chess, why did you resign? She must have had a hallucination or something. Pressed the wrong button. It's a hallucination. DK guy used to do that. He likes resigning in drawn positions. Thanks to Tranquilizer for the raid and the consequent 20 gift sub donation for Mr. Slow. Thank you guys for supporting my efforts. Also, please support Tranquilizer and his stream. Grandmaster Vital Evente. I think the Princess Chess just had a hallucination. You know, the engine says it's winning for black. I mean, you have a pawn on the 7th rank. It's pretty dangerous with the bishop controlling the queening square. I mean, maybe it's winning for black, but certainly not a walk in the park. So, I guess it was just, she just felt it was too hard to find a move. Alright. Let's go back. She didn't like that I was streaming her game. It was too much pressure. Sorry, Princess Chess. But seriously, if you guys don't like the pressure of me following your games or something, like in all honesty, if it bothers anybody, let me know, you know, because I don't want to like make it feel like there's pressure. If anybody feels uncomfortable, please let me know. What poker site you are on? Said Mr. Slowhand. What? Are we talking about poker? The only poker I've played lately is live. But I have, you know, if you look up Sladgie, you can find him. Sladgie. Check Sladgie on Poker Stars. I'm probably on a few other sites with the same handle. But I haven't played online at all lately. Just live a little bit. So guys, next round is ready to start. Mr. Coffee, we got a game. Oh, it happened again. What? Again in the 3rd round? What's with the 3rd round pairing? Is this a legal pairing? Okay. I didn't check. Alright, last time the 3rd round was the illegal pairing. So I was a little bit scared. I played different variations here. What am I doing? I haven't played this in a while. I was about to play a mistake. I have tried different stuff. I actually tried that line I was talking about. The bishop g3. That's nothing, though. It's nothing. That we saw earlier. As I played one game in 2006 against Martin Semp. Just a quick draw. Probably worse, though. So this is like the old-fashioned line. People have been playing, what, like b6? Schieberspieler? Kramnik? Kramnik had a match with, like, computer. In 2002, or maybe around there. After the World Championship match, he had a computer match with Deep Blue, or not Deep Blue, but something else. Kramnik was using the Lasker with black to play against the computer. Anyways, I can never remember if Queen c3 or Bishop e2 is better here. No, this guy who I hate, Oleg Krivonosov, the Rook versus Rook master, plays for a win with Rook versus Rook in Blitz games. The Anna Rudolph scandal guy. He plays this really strange variation after c4. What is it now? He plays like c5. There's this absurd variation. C4, C5? CD5? Man, I can't remember. He's got some really weird line here. But this is probably best. It was Fritz. Like 2002. You gotta respect whatever somebody plays against the computer is probably a good solid choice. The Lasker variation I thought was a good choice. He did end up like losing the match, of course, and I think he did lose at least one of those Lasker variations he played against Fritz. Was it like Deep Fritz or I don't know what they called it. But Schieber-Spieler is playing like very, very solid variation of Queen's Gambit Decline. But they're all good. The Tartakover is good. The Lasker variation is good. I don't remember this being a move. That looks kind of passive for black. I would think Bishop E6 is not best. Maybe it's not that bad, though. I mean, maybe White's advantage just isn't much. Mr. Coffee, that's the move, man. That's the move. Rook D6, threatening Rook G6 and Queen E4. It also just connects his rooks. But I certainly wouldn't play this system to win with black. It's solid for a draw. I'm having all kinds of weird hallucinations here. So I guess I take and I take. There's no other thing to do here. I spent way too much time on this. Rook d5, queen e5, rook d5. Black might even be better in that ending with rook a5, but I have queen a7. So he took this way instead. Queen a7 is not quite as strong in this line as in the other. I thought you were going to take on a2. So he managed to get out of this. How did he do that? Queen takes d5, threatening back rank mate. That's sick. Totally missed it. He blundered the initial sequence to allow that sort of tactic, but it's funny. Alright. I'm lucky now. Technically, I think it's queenside majority. I don't think the white can be better here. Nice job, Spieler. I didn't see queen takes d5. That's very unfortunate. I thought you were going to take on a2, though, after. Yeah, so I was expecting queen a2, rook a1, queen somewhere like this, and then you try to double on the 7th. But it's not so simple. Yeah, anyway. It should probably be a draw. But this is seriously a problem, like this whole opening. 0-0-0, 12 cent upon loss for Spieler. Pretty solid. I'm playing join the game. Alright, whatever. Thank you for the late update. I am not playing. Alright, whatever. Get out of here. Back tournament, refresh. So, Aldisto is still playing. Bishop b6 was the line you checked. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it was a good move. It sort of looks like white should be a little bit better. But I guess not. Apparently not. I have the better pawn structure, but not a lot to do with it. The variation allows too much exchanges. But that's the general problem in the Lasker variation. How to avoid like black trading pieces. So Aldisto versus the Hooligan. This is a good matchup. 23-12 versus 23-51. Oh my god, what is this? Is it French? French gone bad. It's a wing gambit. It was a wing gambit. It's hard to be 2300 and play the wing gambit. You got to give him credit for that. Bishop e6, 39% win rate for black, 10% for white. Man, that's rough. Not a big sample size, I would assume. Alright, Aldisto's done. We got 3 ongoing games on the lower levels. Xerox with Yevgeny, a tough fight. White is up. Nothing. White is a rook and pawn for 2 knights. Interesting. Queenside, very dangerous. 2 connected passed pawns for Xerox. That should be too much for the knights. Knights had trouble against rooks. Uh-oh, he just allowed that? Wow, Xerox panicked and played b6. Panic mode. Now Yevgeny might be able to defend. He had more time, too. That was a very bad decision. If I don't mind saying so myself. Still, the Black King is not safe here. Oof. I can't keep up with the action. It's probably a draw now. Objectively, this is a draw. 3 pawns each. Equally exposed kings. Now it's a draw. Wow, Psycho H4 move. Very aggressive. Man. Miraculous defense by Yevgeny. Just when it looked like he was in trouble again. He had a perpetual on the board there. Queen H1, Queen H4, Queen E1 check. Now he's going to take it. But he is the lower rated player with black here, so draw is okay. Well, guys, that was kind of a scary ending. It looked like Xerox has some chances that he missed, playing a little too fast. He had like 25 seconds left with increment. Xerox had good chances there. Alright. Just a little too fast. Princess Chess always has the longest game. Oh my god, it's impossible. Princess Chess, you have to be trying to get like rook and ops-colored bishop every single game? Seriously? It's 3 in a row. Yeah, I would play H5 there to make sure this doesn't happen. Now it's like a little tricky. Trickery dickory dock. Gotta be careful. But it looks kind of hard to win now. The last trick. That's 3 in a row. Three seconds. It's 5, isn't it? No, it's 3. 3-second increment. It's better than 2, though. 2's horrible. Alright, Princess Chess with the draw. Vivid Ghost asked to join the team. Now he has enough games. Very good. That was a different player I'm thinking of. Alright, guys. It may not be too late to join the tournament. Back to tournament. So Princess Chess, the master or mistress of ops-colored bishop and rooks. Every single time? How can that happen? The unnameable. AP87. But I was thinking of something else. I'm drinking coffee and beer. The coffee's been gone for a while. The beer's almost gone. It's only round 3. I might have to bust out a non-alcoholic beer. I think that's all I've got left. Or some iced tea. We're all out of regular beer. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to everyone for playing in our Pawn and Horses Club weekly tournament. Thanks for joining the team. I'm tied for first with Schieberspieler and Dempsey Hooligan. AP87, Aldisto, Cheesy Noob, Deep Blue, all on 2. Another tough player. I'm lagging or something. What's happening here? It's like a bug. What am I going to do to get the game back? I just played B3. Dude, how do I make a move? What was the secret again? I love this bug. I just have to refresh it. Damn it. Oh, this sucks, man. Cause you guys gotta see the board. Are you serious? Open in a new tab. But if I open in a new tab, you guys can't see the board. It's not... Can you guys see this board? Oh, you can see it. What a stupid bug. I know Cheesy Noob mentioned that, but I was afraid that if I opened a new tab, I wouldn't be able to show the board. I'd have to like reconfigure OBS to see a new board, a new window. The fianchetto, that's interesting. Most people don't set up this double fianchetto here. Maybe it's good. Shouldn't really be anything wrong with it, I guess. B3 expert, Mr. Jim. This is a dynamic move. Dr. Dynamic. Dynamic moves are favored by the dynamic players. I don't love knight b6, but I like it. I don't know why I like it. Probably sucks. Now, objectively, it's okay, I guess. It's sort of a stupid square. But I don't think he can keep it contained forever. You know, it's gonna have a function here. My other one is a little bit weird, but it is on f4. This is weird. I played this variation many times, but I never had anything exactly like this, where they tried to do a double fianchetto and then creative play by white. There's a lot of bugs on lichess the last couple weeks. I guess bugs create bugs. Now that's a surprising move. We don't have to auto recapture. Bugs beget bugs. It's like the Bible. It says that in the Bible. He's a genius. I'm gonna have to play this. But I think he could have played knight f3 maybe, and then pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, because I have this move, taking the fun out of life. Speaking of ops color bishops, okay, now it's equal. I assumed it was equal, maybe not. Maybe I'm worse. Although, as I've said many times, I think material means less in ops color bishop positions. But he's already 2-1 against me. That was what, a simul? The Swiss stuff, okay, is pretty beta. But I was getting weird bugs all over the place. Like, studies don't show who's watching anymore. My simul, man, White's better now. He's like a killer. Dude. What am I supposed to play after Queen E2? It's like Zugzwang? Zugzwang. That's German. I have to like walk into the pin. That's crazy. Damn. There's no defense now. Perfect play by white. Indefensible. There's no defense. There's gotta be something. It's really weird. That's really weird. There's no defense in this position for real? It's like playing a Grandmaster. I feel like I'm playing Imre. There's literally no defense here. It's unbelievable. Every variation wins. I'm sure there's a cook for this too. There's nothing. I don't know what I was thinking. He just like plays perfectly. Did I have a move here? No. No, wait, I had a hallucination. I have this. I'm so behind on time that even if this isn't lost, I'm gonna lose. Alright. I just can't remember what I was thinking. That's my new problem. If I actually remembered the variation that I was planning, I might be able to defend. Strangely systematic. Every single move is like unanswerable. We got a raid from Gazmag TV. Thank you. I'm on the verge of dying here, so I'm a little bit slow to react. I found like the only moves to survive a very bad position, but I'm still clearly worse. Dude, I mean seriously? You're gonna like trap my queen in the middle of the board? Is this for real? What is it, like a 100-move variation for white that wins by force? It's unbelievable. I could go to b5, but then a4 was unpleasant. Damn, look at this game. That's unbelievable. Check this out. From the beginning. Like, first of all, I was surprised by this move, which is amazing. I play c5, and he doesn't just play knight f3. He plays c4, which is even stronger. That's like playing George Meyer or something. Knight b6, cd5, knight d5, knight c4. I thought knight f3 was better there. I thought I was fine here. This is just a misevaluation, and I'm clearly worse. Queen e2. Knight a5, only move. Only move. Best move. Only move. Oh, I had queen c1 winning a rook. That's what you're talking about. Jesus Christ. He played a perfect game except for dropping an entire rook with check. Wow. I didn't get what you were talking about. Queen c1 check just dropped. Rest in peace, rook. Man, he played a perfect game, except for that. But king g7 isn't really a good move, because I get pinned on that diagonal. I should have played rook c7. But I'm still toast. Good game. Except for that one move. That was an incredible game by white. What a crazy blunder. He's now winning the tournament dominantly with 3.5 out of 4. Schieberspieler is still playing. Cheesy Noob has 3 out of 4. Alright, we got Schieberspieler playing Aldisto. It's still a long tournament, 9 rounds. So 1 loss is okay. These guys always have a great game. Schieberspieler's king is in kind of an awkward position here. Minor threat. The minor threat. Man, is there... What is going on? Poor Aldisto blundered mate in 1. Not like it was easy to find a move, though. It's mate, it's forced mate no matter what. There's nothing you can do. King h7 doesn't work, it's just over. He's unpleasant to face, plays crazy stuff. Gotta get used to it. Yeah, he has some crazy games with you. Ludwig, you got a gift. You and 20 people got gift subs today from Mr. Slowhand. And Warnaki. And Ludwig AC, thank you for the donation. Alright, let me go back to tournament. Long tournament, Blitz, 9 rounds. I lost a very bad game there. I thought I was fine, but he played like a genius. Even with the rook drop, it was still a great game by white. So things are getting interesting. 1 minute left. There's still 5 rounds remaining. It's not too late to join. I didn't get to see that The knight on e4, protecting the king and setting up mating threats for Schieberspieler. But Schieberspieler very happy to see me lose. He's still got a tough opponent to face here. I don't know if he's played Dempsey Hooligan before. You can't face an opponent more than once, correct? Which I like about... I hate the arenas where you play like the same player 4 times in the same tournament. It's sort of absurd. Guys, thank you for your support. Especially Mr. Slowhand, Mr. Coffee for being our moderator. Everybody for just playing. A new player here, Free Chess 2018. Not many games, but I guess I'll let them in the team. Ludlud also joined. Deep Blue with winning 3 games after losing that first against me. Up to 3 now. Give me an easy pairing. There are no easy pairings anymore. 1900. Alright. I won a nice, long, relaxing game after that brutal loss. There has to be a good battle between Schieberspieler and his opponent. Hopefully, there's either a draw or Schieberspieler loses. Nothing personal, but I mean from the competitive standpoint, I want to see the higher rated player lose. If I can, that should help us. I mean, yeah, I want to see the higher rated player lose. So interesting approach here, Ludlud. Double Fianchetto. Trying to chip away at my center. But I'm gonna get you, sucker. Knight d4, knight c6. Try to own that square. Before it's too late. Schieberspieler is sacrificing a pawn. Uh-oh. I think there's an earthquake coming. You played the Queen's Gambit or something? What happened? The c6 square is lovely this time of year. I hear it's lovely this time of year. Sorry guys, you're going to have to watch my game rather than our hero, Schieberspieler. One day I'm going to just not play and sit back and commentate everyone else's games. By the way, we have a team battle. There should be a team battle this Sunday. I might not be able to play because it's my son's birthday. May have to take the afternoon off for a good cause. Knight c6 isn't really necessary yet, but it's coming. It is coming. Where should I put my bishop? Put my bishop. h3. So a6 shouldn't really make a big difference, but b5. Blobix was here earlier and he didn't play. Very disappointed. Herr Alms. Disappointed about Blobix. Blobix was like threatening to play. What if I go here and let you play b5? I want to keep him off of knight g4. I'm just trying to time this knight c6 so it has maximum effect. This takes away the queen b6 square. But I'm not sure if it's good enough, even so. I was thinking b5, knight c6, queen c7, rook c1. Looks pretty good. September. Knight c6. It's also possible to just play rook c1 straight up. But I'm not going to cancel our participation in the streamer battle. In any case, we'll still have the team play even if I can't play. Tennis? No. He doesn't watch Esserman's stream. No, I'm just kidding. I like tennis. I like how, speaking of tennis, no, he didn't start playing tennis. It's a good idea, though. We did talk about that a long time ago, you remember. He's doing karate. But, this is what I expected. So, you have a good memory, no problem at all. Good for a chess player. But what I wanted to say was, oof. What I wanted to say was oof. This was the oof variation. Novak Djokovic jokes. There was an article that said that Djokovic was in pain. His manager said he was in pain over what happened. He hit the line judge with the ball, and then the next day his manager says he's in pain. That's a bad analogy. That's really dumb. You fling a ball at a line judge and then you claim you're in pain the next day? What kind of idiotic person puts out that message? Well, the other stupid thing that I saw was that, Kyrgios, the bad boy of tennis, he made a post that said, Djokovic hit the ball girl. But that's a diss, too. He didn't hit the ball girl. It was a line judge. He's calling the line judge a ball girl. I thought that was kind of dubious, too. Was that intentional? It seemed like it must have been intentional to call the line judge a ball girl in a tweet or whatever. I think it's too late to join the tournament after round 5, maybe even after round 4. I'm a little concerned here, but I think I should be winning. It's always good to be concerned. Could be a fortress. Yeah, of course John McEnroe had to get involved in the discussion. Djokovic will always be he'll be a bad guy for the rest of his life. Not like you, John. We can't all be bad guys. Everybody loses their temper once in a while. I mean, it's of course he's a spoiled, rotten, overpaid brat. But he's not the worst one, Djokovic is typically not that bad. But I think it just goes to show that everybody loses their temper sometimes. The media is overreacting. Yeah, they were making jokes that Kyrgios would have to go to jail if it had been him. Alright, we're going to win this one. Get back in it. Game over. Game, set, match. Alright, guys, back to tournament. Thank you, Lulu. You kind of walked into that. The media's job is to overreact. You got to report on something exciting. And when there's nothing exciting, you just make something up. Alright, Schieberspieler battling as we speak. Where is it? Uh-oh. Schieberspieler, you didn't play e4, did you? I was going to say. Looks like a French. But it was a... I was just trying to understand how the bishop got to b1. It must be some kind of Catalan. And he maneuvered the bishop g2, f1, d3, b1. Deep thoughts. Dude played bishop e8. Unbelievable. This is crazy. Schieberspieler must have been hoping for a capture on d4 when he would break through. But bishop e8 keeps it... It keeps the game more close, I think. It's not that easy for Schieberspieler to break through after that. And he has to face the reality that his d4 pawn is the unprotectable. Constantino said, thank you for the gifted sub from Mr. Slowhand. That goes for everybody. But thank you for thanking us. Thank you for thanking. Thank you for thanking. Constantino, thanks for watching. Alright, so Schieberspieler off to the attack here. But it's not so simple. Well, he found a weak point, and Black defended. The game is still tense. Oh, he just dropped a piece. We found Dempsey Hooligan's weakness. Plays like a genius, but once in a while he just drops a piece. Same thing against me, except I didn't see it. But it was nicely played by Schieberspieler. He repulsed the threats. What if g5? Oh, you've got queen f6 check. That's nasty. So basically Hooligan was going to have to retreat. Most likely he might have had to retreat, although knight a3 is interesting. What's happening on knight a3? Queen e3, knight d4 was possible. Oh, you think you have knight... You think he has... Yeah, it's possible. Of course it's possible. But it's messy. You're going to end up with your king in the center of the board again. That actually does look good. Yeah. It was a bluff. A desperate bluff by Schieberspieler. So we're actually going to see some mistakes from these guys. The piece dropper. That's it, man. I'm in trouble now. We're all in trouble. Schieberspieler is... He's running away. He's running away with 4.5 out of 5. Who's going to stop him now? There's not that many people left. Aldisto is way behind. He already played Schieberspieler. Where the heck is Xerox? Xerox down on 2 points. Uber driver only played a couple games. Man, Yevgeny's not even close. Who is going to stop him? This free chess character has beaten 3 players already, but nobody high rated. He did beat Yevgeny though, so we don't know who free chess is. I don't like accepting players in the team with less than 100 games. I made an exception there, but he had like 11, 28. Yeah, that was a weird decision by me to let him in the team. He doesn't have enough games. So it could be a sketchy account. I would keep an eye on that account if it like starts winning every single game or something. I kind of went against my normal policy. Xerox said what? I don't like letting people in the team or playing people on the stream who have less than 100 games. Princess Chess says what? Uber is solid. Uber is solid. Guys, once again, many thanks to Mr. Slow for his donations today. 20 gift subs. Mr. Slow. Alright, guys. Sheever Spieler, who is going to stop him? Cheesy Noob? Cheesy Noob or this new account, Free Chess or Deep Blue? They have to be the only pairings. I think I have a chance for second place, but a point behind looks pretty grim here. What do we got for games remaining? Guys, tomorrow, just one game. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming Weird Wednesday Unusual Openings. Kyler putting up resistance against another stronger player. What happened? So Kyler lost? Finally lost. I guess there's no games left. Alright, next round. Cheever Spieler with 4.5. They should play Cheesy Noob. Cheesy Noob, Free Chess, or Deep Blue. I guess all three pairings are possible. The rating flip is not that much, so it depends on colors. Cheesy Noob can be tough sometimes. Not a pushover. You already played Cheesy, so you have to play the provisional account or Deep Blue. Yeah, Free Chess looks sketchy. I don't want to start any conspiracy theories, but I made a mistake letting a player in the team with under 100 games. But I don't like to turn people down when they ask to join the team. You know, I appreciate it that everybody wants to be part of the team. Normally I tell them to play 100 games and come back. But we don't want to see anybody winning every single game with perfect play. Alright, 8 seconds left. It's unrated, no matter what. We got 27 players. It's a good turnout. Thank you guys for playing. Here we go again. Alright. The bug. The bug of death. I have to open a new window and then open that again. It should be working. The workaround. So now you guys don't see this. Oh my god. This worked last time? That's so annoying. Now you guys don't see it. What the heck? Dude. Why did it work last time? I know it's black screen. I did the exact same thing last time and OBS picked it up, and now it's not. I don't know, guys. We're going to have to do the black screen. I've got to play the game. Thank you, lichess, for another bug. This is not my fault. This is lichess's fault. Where's my freaking board? Anyway, yeah, radio commentary. F3, A6. It's F3 against the classical Sicilian. Sparkle Horse plays A6. His pet variation, not really trustworthy, but playable. But AP plays it more like a rouser with Bishop G5. Now what are we going to do? It might transpose the Fogarashi variation. After Bishop G5, Queen D2. It could transpose to something else. Then Black makes an effort to confuse things with Queen B6. And then knight b3. Correct. So f3 turns out to be a useful move. AP8-7 basically playing like angry chess. I need time to fix the board. I've got to like open a source on OBS in order to fix it. It's going to take me a minute. Last time I had this conspiracy theory about AP8-7 that I was a different player. He seemed to play differently. He's now like theoretical, and he doesn't sacrifice pieces anymore. He knows all kinds of like standard plans in the main line of the classical Sicilian all of a sudden, whereas before he didn't know any theory at all. And it just happened now again. I don't know. I'm paranoid. He's playing like he has Grandmaster level theory. Before he used to just like make stuff up. Now this is kind of a weird move. Rook HE1 now back to H1. Actually, he played a very strange move. For those of you who might remember the other game against me that was a bit weird, he also played Rook H1 in a very strange position. Conspiracy theories. You can see it on lichess. Yeah, I mean, if you really desperately want to watch the game, you guys have to follow the game on lichess. That's all there is to it. Temporarily. We're temporarily... No, but he's losing it. He's got problems. I thought he was really playing like he understood the system, but it all fell apart. Now I have to kill him on the A file. A little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. That's the takeaway from this. I'm serious, guys. Don't play the main line of the Open Sicilian if you don't know what you're doing. He looked like he knew what he was doing, but I had a feeling when he played Rook E1, Rook H1, something wasn't right. My spider senses were tingling. Super pawn. Playing for mate. F6. F6 is awesome. It doesn't blunder mate in one. Monster bishop. Bishop. The takeaway is don't play the Open Sicilian if you don't know what you're doing. He played the first 10 moves like he was a grandmaster. In fact, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, I mean, this is all he can do. Sack a piece. It's actually hard to mate him after that. I'm just going to have to take the piece. I'm not going to mess around here. We'll have to grind him down with the extra piece. Not taking any risks. With the tournament possibly on the line. I mean, D6 pawn is kind of a pain. This is really irritating. It's very hard to mate him here. Very hard is relative, I guess. Somewhat hard. Very hard. Alright, whatever. We're trying to make it exciting while we have the blank screen analysis. You can follow lichess. It's going to take me a moment here. Finish this game and fix the display. You got to give him credit, though, for persistence. Alright, back tournament. Now, I've got to fix this. We've got to fix this. We have limited time. Window capture. Add source. Wait a minute. Now it's working? Are you guys kidding me? Now it's working. But just the board doesn't work, or what? Like, now it's working. The board is a little bit moved, too. It looks like it's moved up. That's weird. But it's visible. So it's like trolling me. Now it's working. But it didn't work like in the game. What's that about? The heck? You can see the standings. You can see the board now. It's really messed up. You can't see the board. Wait, why do you see those standings? What do I have, a second board open? It's just lagging. Is the stream lagging? Why would you see the standings now? I don't even have a window with the standings open. Alright, there we go. So there's a fairly large lag between the stream. Pretty large lag of like 15 seconds. Yeah. There seems like there's a very large lag. Way more than usual. Yeah, I've got a high ping, 176 right now. Very high ping. I think I just have general lag, causing a rather high degree of lag in the stream. I don't understand why it wouldn't pick up the board, but it instantly picked up the standings as soon as the game was over. Alright, let's see what games are left here. Schieberspieler, please lose. Schieberspieler's queen is misplaced on a7, but other than that, his position is crushing. Man, he's gonna kill this tournament. You've only got 9 lag between you and me. I've got 92 now. Yeah, so we're back to kind of normal, but we were up to 150, 160 a little while ago. It had doubled. Thanks for checking that, Mr. Coffee. Let's see how Mr. Slow is doing. King's Indian. It's a London system against the King's Indian. I refuse to look at the London system side. Mr. Slow does a good job with time management. He uses his increments. Sometimes he loses on time, but I think it's better to use your time than not. Here he's up a queen. He's going to win. Alright, that's beyond a doubt. What else? Fight Night, that's a new player. Xerox. Xerox battled back and beat Schieberspieler in the last round. Xerox has a beautiful position here. Ooh, look at those bishops. Xerox that. Beautiful game. He's a pawn up Sicilian endgame. No, it's a Benoni. It's not a Sicilian. It's a wow. Queen b6 against the Kali system. Xerox. That's weird. What happened to that new player? Free chess. Oh, now he dropped out. Suspicious. Vivid Ghost is 3-0 since joining as well, but they're legitimate. 7,000 games. 2,000, whatever. Still. That's legitimate account, and they've been pared down. But it's possible Vivid Ghost could be a threat. He could take out Schieberspieler. We need somebody that can beat Schieberspieler, so let's root for Vivid Ghost. I mean, any of you guys could do it, but who's a favorite? So who's left? You've played Cheesy Noob, Free Chess left, Deep Blue. You played him. So Vivid Ghost should play. Vivid Ghost should play Schieberspieler. He's played everybody else at the top. It's a good thing I can't play Dempsey Hooligan again. Hooligan just had a first round draw, like a bye. Go Asterbait. Asterbait, where are you? Asterbait's got a bye, a win against Deep Wolverine, and a win against Kylor. Alright, the local hero. Go Princess Chess. Any other Ops Color Bishop endgames? And Tony said he was going to stop by the stream. Haven't seen him. He had to take his dog to the vet. Hope nothing serious. We still got 3 rounds to go. Someone has to knock off Schieberspieler. Please, Vivid Ghost. Take him out. He doesn't like chaos. Don't try to play like clean, pretty positional games. Just play something crazy, gambit a pawn. Get something chaotic going on. Was this something I think I had this today with someone else in a training game against Coach Ah. Coach Ah is not here. I made a mistake though against Coach Ah. It was a different position. Coach Ah played knight f6 and I played CD. This is a move here. Against e6 this is a move, but it's probably not as good against knight f6. I think I maybe played this once and I got nothing and drew with a low rated player. Never been thrilled with this. And I honestly, every time I play knight f3, g3, I tell myself I'm going to stop playing this stuff. But it's easy to play. You don't have to think too much in the opening. So the plan is to play like d3 and e4. Try to play a dynamic pawn structure. Cheesy Noob playing kind of wildly with this. H5 is wildly aggressive. That's how you ought to play against Schieberspieler. What about b7? With the watch we don't get mated here. Bishop g2. Guarding h3. And allowing for f4. It's basically like a King's Indian, but a weird one. Kind of a weird King's Indian. Should be better for white. He has a lot of white square weaknesses. But I really need to get developed. Cheesy Noob is creating sort of wild position. Stock market too interesting. There's money to be made out there. Money to be lost out there too, Uber driver. Wait till the bubble bursts. One day you're going to wake up and there won't be any money left. I'm very reticent of the stock market now. But I don't know much in terms of that. I'll be honest. So Uber driver's not playing because he's interested in the stock market. I get it. Cheesy Noob has this like psycho-aggressive style. Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin. I have some Bitcoin. It dropped like $2,000 last week. There was a sudden drop from 12,000 to 10, but that happens all the time. Like Bitcoin is crazy. It's not really like a stable investment. It's like the cheesy noob. Bitcoin is the cheesy noob of investing. A little bit unhinged. I don't know what to make of this, really. Rook f3? That's bizarre. I mean, I'm putting my queen in a square where I have no squares. Does that seem like a good idea? f5? I was thinking of just sacrificing a pawn here. It's dangerous. Stand Up Count, thank you for being a subscriber. We need more emotes. Moar. So this is somewhat of a strange move. Something of a strange move. Crazy noob. He's playing like a psychopath. Angry chess. But obviously, oh, we're winning a piece here. That's fortunate. I'll keep that in mind, Warnaki. We need more emotes. I'm not a partner. Partners get more stuff. But I'll see what we can do. King F2. Dempsey Hooligan. Train and take and protect pieces. You like the Joker remote? For the longest time I didn't watch the Joker movie, like the last one. Then I watched it like 6 months ago. We've had the Joker remote for a while. 2 years. Alright. Cheesy noob. Cheesy noob. Donated too much material. Fortunate today. I'm tied with Schieberspieler first. But he's got a bonus game against Vivid Ghost. Alright. So Vivid Ghost. What is this, a Slav? Vivid Ghost is new to the stream. He played a bizarre thing. Queen c2, knight on bd7, and then knight on bd2, knight b6. That's really weird. Is this a variation? I've never seen this. He could have taken on f3 and he didn't do it. That is crazy. I would go for it. I can't believe Vivid Ghost could have taken on f3. He didn't double the pawns there. A lot of interesting moves. He also could have played like bishop e4 check. I'm not sure if it's necessary or good, but he could have. So a really weird game. His king's out on e6 and then goes back. But at the end of the day, Black King isn't so safe. I'm stuttering. And I'm dyslexic. The Black King isn't so safe, but there's back rank weaknesses, and the knight in f4 is hanging. What in tarnation is happening here? Schieberspieler is bearing down with the solidness. It was a pretty loose game by White. He may have had some whiskey. Queen d4 also has some nasty threats with queen c4 check. We need a Pawnda emote. That's true. Wixie. Come on, Vivid Ghost. Schieberspieler, you can afford to lose a game. Not too much. He's thinking about rook d7 check, I guess. I mean, queen d7 check. So, Schieberspieler decided to play like super safe. But he does win a pawn. A rook d8 was a good reaction. Black has excellent chances to draw. But I don't see winning on the horizon. But a draw would be great. That'd be great. Slow him down. We just need one more draw after that. Black actually may be better here. Yeah, I mean, White could lose. His queenside pawns are weak. Black needs good technique to win this. Well, I would say excellent technique. It's probably not a win. It's probably a draw. So Schieberspieler sacks his pawn. G3 was a good move. Now black played a little passively. No, he had to. I guess it's just equal now. White's still a little weaker, like his queenside pawns. Make it a little harder for white. So black isn't in really any danger yet. Uh-oh. Vivid Ghost needs to be careful. Now it's getting kind of touch and go. Black could even be worse. He just dropped a pawn with check. Oh man. Now white's probably just winning. 2 connected pass pawns. It's game over. This will be game over. Crushing. Vivid Ghost lost a slightly better rook in game. Maybe he was almost winning, actually. Okay, he's not lost yet, but he will. Because these pawns are too strong. See, miraculously pulls off some sort of miracle here. Gotta get rid of those arrows and circles. Sorry, guys. The 2 connected pass pawns are probably winning, I would think. Especially if white can connect them, you know, into one unit. Long game here. Yeah, you gotta get that pawn on the 7th. Man. This should be a win for white. Yeah. That was a good accurate move by Schieberspieler to check first to get the better king position. And another accurate move, checking again. Very good technique. So, a lucky escape by Schieberspieler. And on to the next round. So Hooligan is tied with me. Thank God I don't have to play him again. I guess I'll play... Schieberspieler had to have played Aldisto, right? We had that already. Yeah. It's a shame he didn't play Xerox. Where the heck is Xerox? He would have a chance. You play Mr. Slowhand. He's up to... Wow, Mr. Slowhand is up to 5th place. Yeah, that's forced. Mr. Slow. Make it a special day. Not only did you donate 20 gift subs, but you beat Schieberspieler as well. All on the same day. What do you say? And I guess I'll play Deep Blue. I already played him. I get the free chess. He's gone. So I'll play Vivid Ghost. And if the colors are right, I guess. I should play Vivid Ghost. This is not the last round. We have one more round after this, guys. So stick around. I know it's kind of a long event, 2 hours. But it's fun. It's a little over 2 hours. 2 hours, 15 minutes. Approximate time for this tournament. I forgot I didn't play Aldous, though. That's weird. I totally forgot. The modified move order. You won 3 pieces and a rook down. 3 pieces and a rook down. I'm getting confused by this variation now. If e5, knight c3, e5, knight c3, queen d8. What is this line? Normally I'm taking here, right? CB. And then c4, queen d8. We've played this a number of games now. What other move is there? I feel like I did something different. Maybe I did something different. Yeah, I did something different. How did I do something different? I guess I played e5 in previous games. Speaking of e5, well, anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I did look at this a long time ago, but it's totally gone from my mind. Evaporated. It's basically playing the Blumenfeld with white, what he's doing here. I don't like this. E5. E5 is mental. Mental toughness. Yeah, this is not optimal, but it's okay. Reverse Blumenfeld. It's a reverse Blumenfeld with this E2 and C7 pawns gone. Really weird. Doesn't even make sense. I guess it really is a reverse Blumenfeld. It's very strange. Princess Chess, you're temporarily in 6th place? Be positive. Doesn't have to be temporary. So we had the exact same game before? Man, I can't remember anything. I remember Queen A4 check happening in a previous game. Seems very materialistic for white. Bishop C6. I've been watching too much Twilight Zone lately. I'm addicted to watching old episodes of the Twilight Zone. This is just lame. What am I doing here? Stupid. Very, very stupid. Bishop C6. It has to be wrong. Damn it. What kind of move is that? Seriously. There's no plan. At least it made him think a little bit. We've had some crazy games in the Wing Gambit. But I don't like bishop c6. It looked good at first, but I think the way to play this is just to play knight c6. If he takes the pawn, I mean, that has to be dangerous. He can't take that pawn. But he played d5. Whoa. This is not what I expected. But he likes crazy complications. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Maybe I'm already screwed. I have to play it like this. What else is there? Why don't I be a little more positive for a change? So what's the material balance? He's got a pawn and 2 pieces for rookin. He's got a pawn and 2 pieces. Pawn and a rook for 2 pieces. He's got 2 pieces for a pawn and a rook. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm dyslexic. Queen b7. So I thought I had a trick here. I mean, I could let him check me on b5 and play king f8, actually. Castle. Castles, I'm screwed. Right? Not necessarily. Come on, I can't afford to lose. This close to second place. So Schieberspieler, congratulations on at least tying for first place. Alright, do we still have a chance here? I have a pawn. Yeah, this is the move I expected, but I have some sort of move now. I don't have some sort of move now. Damn, I'm running out of time. He made an inaccuracy. He had bishop h6, probably winning immediately. So at least there's hope here. Practical chances for black with a rook for knight, bishop, and pawn. Rook for knight and bishop. It's hard to coordinate sometimes, and the time. Great game so far. I just continuously play like an idiot. I can't help it. Whoa. Princess Chess, how are you doing? I need some pointers on the ops color bishop positions. Alright, accepted a draw. There's a slight chance that White can play this for a win. I'm really lucky. I was totally lost. Totally lost. Alright. Schieberspieler was 7.5. Dempsey hold again. With a perfect score except for losing to Schieberspieler. And I'm in third place with 1 round to go. So, the final standings are pretty much unavoidable. it looks like. Okay, second and third. Second and third are still up in the air. First place is settled, unless Dempsey Holdingen wins and Schieberspieler loses. Even then, Schieberspieler will win the tournament based on a massive tiebreak advantage. That was a very sloppy game, but exciting. Ending in a boring endgame. Ops color bishops. They're lucky to survive there. Okay, Aldisto. Until next time. Astrobait has made it on the top. Astrobait is on the front page with 9 points. He beat Ludlud 1915. The lichess tiebreak. Anything is possible with lichess. Mr. Slow. Alright. Alright, he always plays the King's Indian. I can't avoid it. How can I avoid it? Not playing, well, playing e4 on move 1. Alright. Here we go again. I try to avoid his King's Indian. I mean, it's clearly his best opening. He's good at the French, too. But I don't think I've played the Spotfinick setup against him. I've tried pretty much everything. I don't think I've... Now, he transfers to a symmetrical. It's a solid move. I actually won a nice game with this, with black, a couple weeks ago. I've lost games with both colors in this system. Losing with white against... I lost with white against Gregory Kaidanov, and I lost with black, I remember, against Michael Molyar. Basically, I can lose the position for either side. A6 is a good move. One of the best systems here for black. A little late, though. Better to play it even earlier. I don't know. I could play a4. I don't need to play it yet. Okay, I guess rook b1, that kind of thing. Rook b1 and like b3, and then you just hang out. We'll just hang out after b5, b3. Nothing special. If he takes, we take away from the center, I guess, with DC. But I do play both sides of these type of positions. Not too much with the Botvinnik. Guys, thanks for joining the tournament. Nice 9-round blitz today. Congratulations to Schieberspieler, who's probably the champion by now. Super Time Ghosh. Are you the ghost? Vivid Ghost? Is that you? No, it must be somebody else. Knight A7. Master. That is a crazy move. I can't say... How could you get the full point buy? You had a good score. There must be hardly any players left. Half the field must have gone home. It is a long tournament. I mean, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Most tournaments on lichess are much, much quicker. So it's understandable. But I like our position here. We got it going on. I mean, knight a7 is just a weird move. Classic f4, f5. Just classic. Attack on the king side. And all that maneuver with like knight b6 is pretty slow. In the Astrobait spirit. And now, an interesting question. Do we go knight d5? Into the void. Changing off his bad knight on b6. But do I want a knight on d1? Maybe knight d5 is good. Maybe I take with the c pawn. We go all in toward the center. Taking with the e pawn might be safer in some respects. So I think it's a difficult choice if you get captured on d5, which way to take here. Honestly, I consider both moves seriously. Maybe with the e pawn. I've got d4 break. The other way gives him like b5, maybe some c4 pushes if I go d4. The d4 threat is massive. Black is just pulverized if I get in d4. It's like a vortex. This is the... yeah. I lost to Magnus once with white. When I lost to Magnus was with that and f2. Sorry, h2, f4. This is a more advanced vortex. So yeah, sensible move. I don't seem to have any tactics here. So I'm going to break up his kingside and try to hit him with d4. We might have stronger. Knight f4 looks really dangerous. It's like a very, very good closed Sicilian for white here. Knight f4. He may just not have an answer. I guess he's just lost. Yeah, instead of d4, I just go more directly. It's just crushing. Even bishop g5 might be a good move. Bishop g5, queen c7, or queen c8, and then knight f4. I don't see him having any counterplay. So he just gave that pawn. That's fine. We almost have tactics. This is no time to be fancy. I think we're just winning. Okay, rook f7 is a blunder. Black is lost. The closed Sicilian, askness. Black's maneuver with knight a7, knight b6, it was knight c8, knight b6 was weird. That was too slow. Too slow, slow hand. Thank you for the game, and thank you for the gift subs, supporting the stream. Still Mr. Slowhand with a good result, sort of, in the middle of the cross table there. Sheaver Spiller still playing. Wow, you had to play Audisto. What? No, Xerox. I was wondering, you already played Audisto. So this is cool. Sheaver Spiller gets a tough game in the last round, just when I thought it wasn't possible. But if Xerox loses, I mean, if Xerox wins, the opposite. Xerox is down a pawn, but he's got a nice knight on f4. It's a nice knight for a stroll. Just be careful. Don't worry about a pawn or two. Ooh, he's got something here. He's got some threats. He's got threats. Knight a7 was terrible, Mr. Slowhand, yeah. I mean, other than that, I don't really criticize your play, but that's a bad plan. But I've pretty much played that kind of line all my life with both colors. I used to play the reverse version of what you're playing there with white. I love the English all my life. Okay, Xerox, put up some fight here. You've still got chances. He doesn't see his... Yeah, maybe he sees it. He's in trouble. Okay, he's in trouble. I thought rook b3, but honestly, it's superficial. Queen d2 and maybe some desperate sacrifice. Schieberspieler confident. Nice knight on f4 though. Maybe rook e8 was the best move after all. Ruling out any kind of knight e7 nonsense. It's a Marshall gambit now. If it wasn't 2 pawns down, I would kind of like it. That doesn't look good. Yep. Fight on. Queen and knight combination. Schieberspieler can totally lose this. Anybody could lose this. Queen and knight, deadly. If he didn't have that extra b pawn, it would be a little more realistic for black. I don't like the fact that Schieberspieler has an extra b pawn. Guys, we're going to be back tomorrow morning with Weird Wednesday Unusual Opening Stream. I play fun stuff like the King's Gambit, the Polish Defense, the St. George, and other unsound garbage. Be here, guys. Schieberspieler's, he's afraid. You can feel the fear. His tournament is hanging in the balance, and the knight on f4 is like a vulture. Check. Not check. Alright, we gotta do something. It's like Schieberspieler is getting kind of cocky with e5. If it works, it works. You gotta fight on. Oof. The once proud knight on f4 driven back to oblivion. Play a safe move here, g3 maybe. Saw that too. Sees everything. Champion. Not an easy finish. He's good timing with that knight g6 maneuver. Without that b pawn, it's not so easy, but pretty much hopeless now. We have to thank Mr. Sohan for great donations today and all the time lately. Mr. Coffee for being our moderator, and all of you guys for watching, supporting the stream. Thank you, Schieberspieler, for a very, very nice tournament victory. Congratulations. Spieler gets first place with 8.5, giving up 1 draw. The Hooligan gets 7.5, giving up a loss and a draw. I don't know who he could have lost and drawn against. And then I gave up 2 full points with a loss and 2 draws. Aldisto 5.5 for clear 4th. Cheesy Noob managed 5th place after not playing 1 round. That's pretty impressive. Vivid Ghost with 6th place, 2 rounds unplayed. Mr. Slow with 4. So you haven't won the Pawnda Swiss last time since 21st July. I know there was at least 2 weeks where I won it. What about the week when I didn't play? That was a while ago. That was probably... So there's the trophies. Schieberspieler, first place, performance 2609. Huldigan, second place, performance 2456. I get the Orange Cup with 2393. Rounding out the top 10, Aldisto, Cheesy Noob, Vivid Ghost, Mr. Slow. Thanks again. Deep Blue. And then Princess Chess coming back to 4 points for 9th. Xerox putting up a good fight in the last round, man. Thank you for staying around for that. 10th place. Acerbate with 11th. Uber Driver managed to play a couple games. Thanks to all the rest of you for playing, guys. We had a total of 27 players and 9 rounds. Schieberspieler 2600 on the way. All right, guys. Thanks for playing. From the Pawnda myself, we'll give the trophy to Schieberspieler, and the medals are for Huldigan and myself. Thank you, guys.
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations to Schieberspieler. Good tournament. You win the trophy for this week, but we're waiting for you to pay for the beer. Anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations, guys. Good tournament. Weird Wednesday, 11 a.m. CEST. Bye-bye.